Yeah.
Saying I'm trying to incite
don't
spam.
incite spam.
That's
I
what they
got
said.
auto-modded. I didn't even say anything. All I said was, I'm just watching this stream and enjoying it without pants.
All right,
I think without
FYI, you
pants
are
is
all
censored.
still live right now. Just putting that out there. Let's not have a
And
couple's
there's nothing I
quarrel.
wouldn't say to Rich. I wouldn't say to the world.
Beautiful.
I can't believe they keep. I can't believe they keep banning me. But the thing that's funny is I do feel like we're kind of seeing the tables completely get turned around. I feel like we're on the side of Nova. We're seeing a much easier lineup to execute on, and now on CyberTRAKTOR, I think we're seeing it get a little bit more freaky. How do you feel about the clockwork, actually, Kyle? I know we
I'm not
see
even looking. I
clockwork a
can't
lot.
do the draft, dude. I'm not here to help you do your. I'm not assisting you. I'm just trying to give you positive feedback. Well, mostly negative feedback.
Hey,
but
do you want some feedback? By the way, I watched you host.
I don't know. I don't think I need any feedback. I thought you did a great job.
No, actually, I think I want to hear the other side of the coin here.
I'm not flaming you.
This is a two-way relationship. It's a give and take.
Kyle, here's the thing. 5 seconds. As of right now, I'm a 1 out of 10 on Dota casting, and you're at least a 9. You're fantastic. You're really fantastic casting.
Is this the compliment sandwich? Is this the first slice of bread?
Oh yeah, you're about to get that meat of the sandwich slapped across your face, brother. Here's the thing with hosting. It shouldn't be very hard to do, right? All you're saying is hello and goodbye. I'm right now learning how to read spreadsheets. I'm learning how to fly around the map. I'm learning all these things. It's acceptable for me to not be perfect. Kyle, you have what it takes to be a perfect host. And I want to see you fail, because if you succeed, I'll never work again because I can't figure out this casting. No, in all seriousness, you've actually been doing a really good job. You actually have been doing a really good job. I'll tell you this off stream.
Why? What is it? What's so personal that you have to hide it from the fans?
No, it's fine.
They give us our career, and if there's anyone we truly serve, it's Twitch chat. That's who I work for. Who do you work for, Rich? Yourself?
Well, hopefully Twitch chat doesn't fire me, because I've been working for myself a pretty long time.
Radiant's pick.
All right. So as you can see, we got the Lich, Riki, Clockwork, and Necrophos. Kyle can't see it. That's why I said it all.
No, I screen shared. He should be able to follow along a little bit.
But now I can't see Tsunami.
Oh,
So,
no.
We could never see Tsunami because his camera is always going out to the
that's
stream.
true, actually.
Yeah. So if you thought that you saw Neil, you need to go to a doctor.
10 seconds to go.
Kyle, how do you feel about this lineup?
5 seconds.
I don't know, man. This is a really weird draft. This is nothing like
That's what I'm
Division
saying.
1.
Well,
Yeah, the thing is CyberTRAKTOR, all they needed to do is put together a lineup with ease of execution again. They already saw how well that worked last time.
Real quick, can you imagine being like the social media manager for Team CyberTRAKTOR? Is that not the dream job? Like, think of what you can do with that. Like, think of the Photoshop potential there.
Oh, I've thought of a bunch of them, man. I've been talking about this for a while. It really came to a budding of the fruits, if you will, when Neil created the deep fake Slacks Twitter, and you start realizing more and more that robots could easily replace all of us. And Bristleback going to be the last thing to round out this lineup. But you start realizing how much robots are going to replace us. You start thinking about how robots are inevitably going to be taking over the world. You think about how the end is coming very soon. But then you think about what comes before it. And that's really humanity in general, because right before the robots do take over, I think we're going to achieve what I like to call the sweet spot. Right before the end, you have the party before the inevitable doom of society, when robots become fully UI.
Why are you assuming that they'll be malicious robots? Why can't they be friendly robots?
Well, they won't be malicious right away, but they will be able to analyze our DNA in a completely different way. So I think right before they actually take over the world and become our overlords, we're going to hit what I like to call the sweet spot, and we're going to hit it hard. Humanity's going to have a few very bright days in the sun with robots. And speaking of plowing robots, CyberTRAKTOR, the penultimate form.
Speaking of plowing robots, where are these robots getting your DNA from, Rich?
To use, during everything that's going on with the pandemic, to use viral terms, my sex pilots. You're a bio major. That was a joke for you.
Thank you.
It's how genetic matter is transferred between Never mind. That was actually a really good joke. Just like the lineup that we see from CyberTRAKTOR.
The kid's a natural, Kyle. What have you done?
I can't. I'm just saying, Tsunami. I apologize, but if this guy is gonna be your partner, you're gonna be in Division 2. Honestly, we need a Division 3, because I think that this man might have the talent to really bring it up to the next level. In fact, Rich, I feel like you're almost like the Uncle Rico of Dota.
What's Uncle Rico?
You never watched Napoleon Dynamite?
Wow, I haven't seen that in so long. Dude, you're watching really old movies.
No, it's just you have the mustache. I mean,
you big cinema buff?
Not really.
I've had a lot of time to catch up on movies during quarantine.
Did you take advantage of any free premium memberships recently, Rich?
What are you talking about?
A lot of streaming services allowed you to get like exclusive access for free for a week or two because of the quarantine. Everybody's staying inside.
Oh, really? Like Amazon Prime?
Like Crackle. You want to watch some Crackle shows?
Oh, I thought Kyle was telling me that I could link my Amazon Prime account to my Twitch account every single month to get an absolutely free sub with Twitch Prime. Twitch Prime, Twitch Prime. The more Twitch Primes we get in the chat right now, the more that they'll pay me. Twitch Prime, Twitch Prime, Twitch Prime.
Who's they? You think WePlay is going to be paying you for Twitch Primes?
I want 1%, baby. Just like Jeff Bezos gives me.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to leave. Rich,
no, you're not. No, you're not. No, dude,
leave.
this is... No, I feel secure with two men. It's like how I was raised.
No, you've got to look, man. I'm like your foster father. I've got to push you into the water with the floaties on. Tsunami is the floaties.
Do you know how my dad actually taught me how to swim? This is a true story. While we have this pause right now, my dad actually took me out on a raft in the ocean. I grew up in Atlantic City, and he literally said, he looked at me and he said, "Don't drown," and he flipped the raft over, and I was under the water. And he pulls me out after I thought I was about to die. And he looks me in the eye and he goes, "The day you stop being afraid of the water is the day you die." And that fear might be something that's really important for Nova to have this time around, because although we have a very wonky lineup coming out on the side of CyberTRAKTOR, I think there is some potential for that craziness to actually catch this team off guard. What type of crazy things are you looking for, though, Neil, with this Clockwork lineup?
Well, it's gonna be the Ricky show. Ricky's a hero. That's a Division 1 hero right now, right, Kyle? Ricky's on the come up.
I don't know. I haven't really seen much Ricky in the games.
Really?
You get it?
Shut up, Rick. I gotta leave.
Just like Kyle's fans, Ricky fans. I'm just kidding. Kyle, please stay. You know how to cast, and I don't.
No, I don't know how to cast, Rich. That's why.
Yes, you do. You are truly. I'm gonna give you a compliment right now.
Compliment. No, stop complimenting me because you want me to stay here. And
no, you are truly. It's not
gonna work. This has worked in the past, okay? Rich has gotten me to do some really dumb shit by just insinuating that I would be a bad friend if I didn't stick around.
Wait, but that's not even a compliment. That's just a guilt trip.
No, and dude, by the way, you still let me down in China. But the thing is I truly do think though that you are a fantastic caster and a fantastic analyst. I really do. You're almost as good as Sind at both. And Neil, I think you're legitimately the funniest guy in Dota.
Aww.
And I think that you're one of the only people that can both be funny, be analytical, and also be a straight man. It's a very hard thing to do.
What do you mean by straight?
You make it very hard for me to be a straight man as well, Neil.
It's the comedy duo aspect of it. No other... Well, yes, technically the other aspects also, but mainly the comedy aspect.
This OD, going a little bit OD here. That means overdone in New York slang, as he keeps on piling on the pressure onto that Necrophos, who has a truly beautiful skin here.
Dude, I think you do have a positive influence on him, Kyle. It took me like 7 minutes to get him to cast anything in game 1.
I actually didn't know how to move the camera around. It was actually like,
You can just set your camera. Go to the top right. Set camera to.
No.
Chat
you
does,
can't do direct to cam in live.
Yeah, chat does the thing every time when you go to direct to camera where they start posting that tours thing or whatever with the camera. And I don't even fully know what it means, but I didn't want to be that guy, and I definitely don't want to be this bristleback as he gets pounded by a tree here. That wood too hard for him, but the bristleback going to be tanky enough to survive here. Not going to be made a joke of. Not going to be first blooded as he keeps on keeping a little bit of pressure in this lane.
This is a common misconception. You can't activate directed cam whenever you're in the lobby. Directed cam works based off of the delay, and you can watch it when you're spectating, but when you're actually in the lobby, you know, the computer doesn't know. It doesn't know where the action's gonna be. That's the one thing. That's the one thing we have on computers right now, Rich. They can't replace live observing quite yet.
They're getting there, though.
They're getting there.
In a lot of ways. Trust me, they've gotten me there before, too. Riki looking for a little bit of pressure here. Going to move back. So talk to me about Riki, Tsunami. How do you actually use Riki in a lineup like this?
Yeah, so I don't really know what the laning situation is. Like, at first, they brought the Clockwork down bot. He TP'd to the bot tier 2, tried to go for a first blood, failed, sapped some of the experience from the Riki, and now it's just the Lich supporting him. Obviously, Lich has been paired up with a lot of these melee cores that have quick gap closing abilities, like the Phantom Assassin, the Riki in this case, just to be able to take advantage of that Frost Shield. Personally, I'm still trying to figure out why Riki is so popular, which I am seeing him quite a bit.
Well, he's doing really well in the laning phase, and just like this, you might be able to find the first blood here as well.
I can help you out there, Tsunami. He's got a blink attack with 2 charges from base level. You have in your E allows you to terrain walk. You have, look at the base damage on this hero. Look at the base armor.
Yeah, 7 base armor, 68 damage.
The big weakness was the laning phase for Riki most of the time, but it's kind of disappeared because your base damage is just so high. And yeah, I don't know, hero's good, diffusel's a good item. Oh my goodness, there's a tornado, I've got to go. Rich, Tsunami, you guys are gonna have to take it from here, but Twitch chat loves you, and I'm sure they won't get you fired.
Kyle, it was a lot of fun. Thank you for giving me a chance to, well, not even thank you for giving me a chance. Thanks for pushing me a little bit to get me to try to do this.
I'll push you anytime, Rich. Just you remember when the action starts, just talk really fast.
Okay.
In fact, put on some Eminem, one of those old playlists you got, and just you know, think of that as your tempo.
Well, should I also do the thing that you do where I say one thing and then when the other thing happens, I pretended like I said that thing?
Yeah, I mean, look, let's be real, man. Nobody has an attention span anymore. So just be ambiguous about it. So I'll give you an example, right?
Are you telling me to gaslight Twitch chat? You disgusting pig?
It's just a playful suggestion, you know?
Look,
no one's claiming anything.
Playful suggestion.
Here's the thing. So you talk about Axe, right? Axe, man, he's getting a lot of farm with this backlaning strategy. It's a pretty solid maneuver.
And then the next thing that you would usually say, you go, man, Axe just completely got bodied in the laning phase. I knew that he was done and dusted the second that I saw the first 10 minutes of the game. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, this is easy. And now pretty soon I'm gonna be Sin, dude. Pretty soon I'm gonna be Sin.
Go swim. You don't need me. Tsunami, take care of this and make sure to switch to net worth at 100 CS. Okay, that's the rule.
100 CS. This is not a Grant approved rule.
I switch at 10 minutes every single time.
Rich isn't observing, is he?
No, he's not. That's why the stream keeps dropping, because I am not a streamer by trade, unlike my boy Rich here.
Yeah,
Jesus, that tornado's getting really close, guys. You guys have fun. I'll be back.
Kyle got sucked away for his first time ever, and no longer gonna be a part of the stream. But it looks like I was gonna say it looked like no longer was Bristle going to be part of this fight, but he's gonna be able to get out. Bristlebank already really tanky as he hits level 5. Trent pushes him out of lane just a little bit.
Yeah, the hardest part of the laning phase is pretty much over for Bristleback. He has opted for a point in his passive. Sometimes if he thinks he can be a little bit more aggressive, he doesn't even need the passive. As now, now's your chance maybe to... Aw, never mind. Axe is going to be okay. I was really looking forward to him dying. And then you providing the... oh, wait. He's going back in.
He's going back in, but it doesn't look like he would be the one who's dying here, trying to close a little bit of space, but it looks like everybody's going to be safe for now. What are we looking for with the Clockwork? I haven't seen a Clockwork game in a while.
Yeah,
I know he's been he's been around.
He has been around, and he's kind of on the come up as now this Rubik trying to give some ankle breaking, but not going to happen. As Ricky does decide to finally join the fight, as he has hit level 6 now.
And they potentially won a little bit more, as we do see the Axe manage to get away without too much of the problem. Clock still in pursuit for just a little bit longer. Getting up behind him, gonna actually initiate for just a little bit here. How much are they gonna chase this Axe?
He's super tanky, and these are 2 supports. It's a level 2 Lich and a level 3 Clockwork. I'm actually surprised that they're even pursuing this aggressively. Yeah, Pigeon has basically nothing to be concerned about right now. The Ricky showed up briefly, got the kill on the Rubik, but he can't give up too much lane CS. He needs to go back, and I mean, even despite that, he's still topping the charts in last hits, doing quite well. Meanwhile, the mid lane is like surprisingly Necro favored. I guess this is a very like matchup. Like you need to know how to play Necro mid to be able to pull this off. You need to basically just stand on the enemy high ground for the majority of the time. Just assume that your regen will be able to outdo any harass.
It's one of those things where, as weird as this lineup looked, and we talked about how great ease of execution was for this squad, you look at how they're actually doing in laning, and it's written all over the place. They know what they need to do with this Riki. The Necros looked incredible in lane as well, and the Bristles looking great. I think all in all, already in a great position here in the early stages of this game on the side of the CyberTRAKTOR.
Dude, you nailed it. All 3 of the cores, as suspected. Yeah, they're doing fantastic right now, which means that all 3 lanes are basically Radiant favored right now. Yet again, Retsu has decided to pursue Pigeon. Pigeon actually not going to TP, as seeing as how the Clockwork with the battery assault has now joined the fray, and he's finally going to go down as Kazar actually takes that kill.
This time it's not just going to be 2 supports, it's going to be the Riki who manages to connect to get the second kill of the game. And now slowly we start to see them pull ahead. Is this going to be a war of attrition? Are we going to see these cores just manage to get beefier and beefier? Or is there a big moment that you're looking for here timing-wise where we can potentially see CyberTRAKTOR come online?
No, Ricky's a more aggressive carry than those that we saw in Game 1. Unlike the Phantom Assassin and the Terrorblade, who will basically pop in every once in a while. It's basically like a sliding scale. So Terrorblade's the slowest of the 3 that we've seen, because he's so dependent on that Metamorphosis cooldown. Phantom Assassin is a little bit slower because she really needs a lot of points. She really needs a lot of experience to be able to get those ultimate points up and get those Blink Strike points up. For Ricky, pretty much all you need is a Diffusal Blade, which is part of the reason why I think he's gaining popularity. Is just he's the kind of core that can come online extremely early, sort of like how Gyrocopter used to be back in the days. He is going to almost get the kill. Yup, doesn't even need to use that last Blink Strike charge to finish off that Rubik. And now
yeah, you know, Kyle was right yet again.
Right.
I mean, he really hit it on the head why Riki does seem so strong here. When we do look at the PA, is PA going to be in a situation as well where even when we do start to see the PA come online, that she's going to need to be protected? Do we need to protect the Queen to actually see Nova able to do damage here?
Yeah, definitely. Although it will be quite easy this game compared to the other games. So yet again, we have the Axe initiating, as we do see yet again another catch into the Reaper's Scythe as well. That's 43 seconds down for the OD, and this Necro still wants to brawl. It's gonna be 6 heroes mid.
The clock's looking a little bit sketchy, but so's the Treant Protector. Treant Protector manages to sneak out here, but the Necro does manage to get the double.
And maybe a triple as he finishes off the Rubik with the Death Pulse and still full HP. With that maxed out Heartstopper aura, Space gonna be on the run now, but with no disables, Balbruja is just gonna let him go. And this Necrophos just balling out of control right now.
Yeah, and really, when we actually do see the dust settle on that engagement, it is clearly going to be CyberTRAKTOR who comes out on top here, starting to get a decent lead in net worth early on here as we approach that 10-minute mark and just slightly scooch past it.
Yeah, so in regards to how important it is to protect the Phantom Assassin, same kind of deal. They will have the banishment from OD, which makes it a little bit easier. So even if she gets like totally caught out of position, hopefully the Astral Imprisonment will be able to save her, and you can buy, you know, a quick 4 seconds for her. But it's still all about protecting her. She's the primary damage dealer. And this game, like, a Ricky's not going to get nearly as tanky as the Terrorblade did in the last game. So Ricky is a much more vulnerable target, but it goes both ways in that Ricky will also be able to go more aggressively on the Phantom Assassin earlier on in the game.
And look, they clearly know that as well. I think that's one of the things they're playing to their win condition. They've been able to get aggressive very early here, trying to use that Riki to their full advantage to start things off. Also, we've seen that Clockwork just have incredible catch throughout this match up already.
Oh, Ricky toying around with them in the bot lane, although Locas does manage to steal the smoke, and they will dunk the Ricky. So now's the other side of the Kyle coin. Tell me why Ricky was so bad in that situation.
Oh yeah, wait. Okay, and this is exactly why I said Riki is really bad. You know, yeah, people like to talk about how much initiation he really does have, but just look at he's the squishiest boy on the dance floor.
You're absolutely right, Rich. I mean, we see what happens. You get this experience advantage and you just give it away just like that. Now Phantom Assassin level 10 compared to level 9
now,
of Ricky.
Yeah, and now this he's just such a vulnerable target now. When you have this PA that's easily insulated by that OD, can actually just banish out the other targets. Clock going to try to keep that OD in place to even the scale. The whole party comes to town. They are going to be able to finish him off. And once again, it's this Necrophos getting huge. Now, are we going to be able to chop down the tree as well? Bristle staying right up on the roots of the problem, taking him out.
Good call. Yeah, that tree walking. Tree and Protector gets a little bit over aggressive and ventures back into the Quill Spray territory. Goes down to the Bristleback, and Radiant going 8-3. Really the only vulnerability has been the Ricky so far. And that's
Isn't Rich
a
the
Lenny
caster
face
with
from
the lowest MMR? Yes, I've set a record. I have definitely set a record.
If only this was a DPC event, I think you would probably break the record for lowest MMR DPC caster.
Dude, I've definitely broken a record by casting right now.
Probably.
There's no way I haven't.
I think you probably have.
Yeah.
At least in
I'm
modern
trying to break. I'm trying to break everything but the TOS, and that's why I have the tape on my nipples right now. You can never be too careful. You can never be too careful. An honest accident. They happen. Save my queen. Hope she hears this. As we do see the tower getting pummeled upon by the squad. Axe is going to make it, but is he going to be able to mitigate this damage? It looks like the answer is going to be no. A little bit of harass coming out here from the Bristle. OD going to make it to the lane as well, but it looks like they're just coming to see this tower fall to the ground. But they are able to finally push them off just a little bit, as we do see the Rubik make it here as well.
Yeah, Tree and Protector with 3 points in living armor, definitely making it kind of difficult to chip down this tower. And Pijon constantly being able to draw creep aggro off. I mean, it's taking a lot of work, but...
Hey, they slowed down the pressure. Nova at least slowed down the pressure there, and it seemed like that was the best that they could do. But what do you actually do with that time after you get it? And now a big hatch coming in from that clock. Talking about time, they're going to have nothing but time on their side. OD going to be able to scree out of here. But very big plays coming consistently out of the side of Cyber. Not going to be the biggest fight ever, but when you get the Axe out of the equation, now you can actually create pressure on the map. Yeah, you get a little bit of gold, but getting that pressure on the tower is something that's going to be able to have them ramp it up.
And after almost a 2-minute siege, they finally take down that mid-tier one. It took a glyph and like 5 casts of living armor from the Treant, but they ultimately did it after they were able to pick off that Axe, as you said. And
why does everything in my life end so quickly? First cast, looks like it might be a quick 2-0. I'm not going to go into the other things that didn't last as long as I wanted them to, but now it looks like this Riki might not actually last as long as it wants to either. They find him out of place. They're going to be able to take him down. How big is a pickoff like that going to be?
For Riki, it would have been pretty significant, but thankfully it was just the Lich, not the Riki.
It was just the Lich
it was
that
just
actually
the
went
Lich.
down there. Yeah. I thought the Riki went down there, and I was like, whew.
The glance value, I'm telling you. I mean, like, you can barely even see him on the map. I don't blame you. Although, now Retsu has completed the Diffusal Blade, so if anyone's going to be doing the killing, I think it's going to be the Riki on the Nova enemies right now, as he's looking for an opening right now. He does not see Space, who's blurred out. She's going to send the Nether Shawl back to base, and looks like she's going to get out of this unscathed. Instead, it might be on the mid lane that we're going to see the majority of the aggression come out. Ricky threatening, sees two, puts down the diffusal blade, catches the OD, goes into the tricks, gets some viscous nasal goo on him. Overgrowth threatened, but it's too late. The Scythe gonna finish off the Rubik for a whole 50 seconds. Polkovnik's just gonna run up the high ground. The Chain Frost gonna be popped to see if it bounces back to him. You don't even need it. Ricky, with that Blink Strike range, finishes him off. And now they're gonna go up top, where Pigeon gets caught out by Savage. The smoke cloud goes down, a couple of backstabs, and Pigeon likely going to die. No spins here, as those are all dire creeps. And Retsu gets a double kill.
Man, this graph is going up higher than my hairline at a much quicker rate, which is impressive because I only got about a year of hair left, and it looks like they got less time on this earth on the side of Nova if we are going to see CyberTRAKTOR able to keep on moving like this. What are you looking for, though, right now? How do we see Nova stem the bleeding?
They need to accelerate this PA's form. She is very close to her Battle Fury, so hopefully they can start establishing some stacks. Okay, she has the Battle Fury completed now, so now the name of the game is to start getting some stacks in the jungle for him. Hopefully they have enough map control that the Riki won't take the stacks away, or the Necro won't take the stacks away. But if you are building a Battle Fury first onto the PA as opposed to the Desolator that we saw in Game 1, that means that you're planning on taking this to late game. You are not going to be able to do very much for like the next 10, 12 minutes or so. Once she gets the Desolator, then maybe she'll be able to start joining fights, but for right now, Space just needs space, and hopefully Pigeon on the Axe and Loranov on the OD can provide that.
Dire's top tower, you know the drill.
Okay. Taking a peek over in the pit. Walk in the park here. Grab that Aegis.
Yeah, super quick Aegis. Give that to Riki, immediate smoke up. Pigeon might be the victim as Bob Ruha tries to walk towards him. Oh, TP onto the outpost. They find the Treant Protector. Retsu again. Shameless.
Shameless. Okay, dude. True. That's pretty true. As they do stay on board just a little bit longer. I'm starting to figure out where your camera is, too. And man, thank you for teaching me all this, man.
Of course.
I'm having a really good time. And chat, thank you for bearing with me as well. It might not be for much longer if we do see Cyber keeping up the plays.
Oh, Flare. Spots her. Straight Chain Frost into the Sinister Gaze, as well as the Smoke Cloud Space, although with that evasion, kind of difficult to kill, and Ricky's just going to evacuate. The dust is popped, but it does not clip on Ricky, so he can reinitiate. The double crit! Kazor gets completely obliterated back-to-back. Some anime kills right there. But Retsu will get out.
Lich. Not gonna mess it up this time. Dude, that's like one of those moments I was waiting for, just to mess it up. But speaking of mess ups, this may have been just a little bit of Pa coming out on the side of Dire. Big team fight happening. First, it's gonna be the Axe. Will they be able to grab any more?
Yeah, they managed to take down the Aegis for Ricky. The Clockwork's already dead, but this Bristleback is a force to be reckoned with. Full hood and medallion completed. PA is going to blink to her Treant Protector on the high ground, and they will be able to get out with minimal casualties. Only taking the Axe. He does get a Scythe to the face, though, so he will be dead for quite a while, but only was able to successfully take off the Aegis. And it was such an early Aegis from CyberTRAKTOR. Really, they were hoping to get rid of it. They were hoping to brawl with it back-to-back, and Nova obliged them. Rich. Are you reading chat? Wait, are you still...
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, they keep no, they keep talking about what type of soda I drink. I actually only drink water. I'm not a big fan of Coca-Cola. I don't understand why they keep talking about it. Sorry, it distracted me for a few seconds there.
Crit dagger?
Speaking of distracted, yeah.
Yeah, they were definitely distracted going for that Lich, but the double damage room picked up by Retsu. Now Space has to be on the run. He's going to get spotted out by Savage with the flank into the cog-bound Space. He's going to go down as well, and that's a killing spree going the way of Retsu's Riki. This Riki is getting to be out of control very, very shortly.
Speaking of out of control, how do you get control back in a game like this? I've already asked that question to you once, but it seems like it's just getting further and further away. I just don't understand what Nova can even do at this point.
Dude, it's a 8K net worth advantage at 21 minutes. I'm with
21 minutes.
I would be asking the same questions over and over again too.
I'm pretty surprised because when we watched the last game, it didn't look like this at all. Yes, we did see CyberTRAKTOR come out on top, but they had an easier lineup to execute on. Nova did a pretty good job as well with those difficult combos to pull off. Yeah, they weren't able to get the victory, but they had some pretty big moments where they made a believer out of me. This time around, it's been looking like a much tougher mountain to overcome.
Yeah, especially if Clockwork's going to keep getting these initiations. This axe just keeps falling down the mountain. Is he going to get scythed again? Most likely. Or are they not going to waste it on him? They're not going to waste it on him. It's more important to send the Phantom Assassin into the grave for a longer period of time than it is for the axe. So they're going to hold off, but still, axe just keeps falling down that mountain. What is with the soda question? Now I'm intrigued. Why'd you implant it into my mind now? Why are they asking about soda?
Oh, I just got banned in chat again.
God damn it, Rich. Actually, that's a good thing. Maybe now he'll pay more attention to the game.
So, somebody made a joke at me, and I told them that I talked to their mom.
What was the bannable offense there?
I said some nasty things
to
them.
Okay. I feel like you omitted a little bit of that story there.
Oh, man. Yeah, that story's almost as disgusting as this game is looking, as we see Necro foes hanging out here. When is he going to jump with the rest of the squad? They're all waiting here. What are they waiting for?
Damn, bro, you got the whole squad waiting here. They're looking for something.
There
Hopefully someone was going to defend this tower, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
They're going to be able to grab that tower nice and easy, like you said. Nobody coming to try and save it. Nova going to be hanging out on the other side of the map.
Oh, and actually Savage gets a solo kill onto the Treant Protector. That's a quick, nasty pick. Savage is doing quite well. I mean, you were wondering, like, you know, why haven't you seen Clockwork around very much? He has received a fair amount of buffs since the last time you've seen him. But these days, I think teams are kind of content giving him a relatively low farm priority. You can see that the Bristleback was a 3 position in this situation as low res actually gets caught by a Sinister Gaze on the Rubik. He's going to get the Telekinesis, and with this Haste Rune, he may be able to get out. Nope. Ooh. Can't outrun this Ricky.
So is there a point where Ricky falls off at all?
Yes.
Like, so they pretty much need to keep on snowballing here. What do you think that point is where he actually does fall off? Are they trying to close this out in the next, like, 10 minutes? What are they actually trying to do?
Well, hopefully they can get this courier to Phantom Assassin. Okay, she gets her Desolator delivered. That would have been devastating if she didn't get it. Although, it kind of gave away her position, as now the Flare will spot her out, as well as the Yules, and yeah, she's looking pretty screwed. At least she was able to get that courier delivered, but it will pay with her life, and this time the Scythe will be used. She's dead for 80 seconds. Yeah, so ideally, the way you come back into this game is Phantom Assassin is a harder carry than Ricky. Ricky's whole thing is that people have to be running away from him for him to do more damage because of the backstab. People are just staring at him like how the OD might at a certain point, or how the Phantom Assassin might at a certain point. Then he needs to rely more on being slippery rather than just, you know, killing enemies who are trying to retreat. I imagine that if this game manages to hit like 40 minutes, then suddenly Phantom Assassin will be a real issue for the Ricky. And hopefully OD will be also, although OD's not doing great right now. He's actually less farmed than his Axe, who was in the off lane. So Lorenov has a long way to go before he can be actually relevant, as actually Axe ends up dying. Wow, man, yo, this Clockwork's out of control, dude.
Clockwork's been popping off. I mean, even earlier on, you looked at how involved the Clockwork was in pretty much every single engagement, just catching people at the best times. Question is, how far will that clock be able to go?
Yeah, he's going to continue scaling very well. With this Blade Mail, it even makes it so that whenever OD manages to get a handful of stacks on his Sanity's Eclipse, a lot of it is going to be reflected right back, because this Clockwork does not have very high mana, and he is hopefully tanky enough to survive the Sanity's Eclipse itself, and all of a sudden this OD, he's pretty much just going to be a banishment. He's just going to be there to save the PA, and that's really all that Lorenov will be able to contribute. Now they are looking to siege this bot tier 2. Retsu looking for information, ends up confirming that there is an observer ward on this high ground as he did draw tower aggro.
Now the question is, what's Retsu going to do with that information? It looks like we may have a throwdown going on here. Retsu is going to get stunned for just a second, but now he's able to pop on off. He's going to get a whole bunch of damage there. He's able to find the kill as well.
And the Blade Mail reflected onto the OD. He took so much damage from his own Sanity's Eclipse. PA goes down. OD quick follow-up. The Scythe onto the Rubik as well, and they call GG. They quit out the game, and Rich, I hate to break it to you, but our casting adventure may have come to a premature end as CyberTRAKTOR take a resounding 2-0 victory over Nova.